pulled around by our Blue Train Kate. Kate's going to take us for a 15-minute ride. We're going to see birds, we're going to see animals. Folks up front are going to see my back. It'll be great. And this is the only place to get on or off the train. And please, while the train is in motion, please keep your arms and legs inside the train at all times, and your wings and tail feathers on the seat. Everyone's ready to go. There's only one thing left to say. All aboard! And folks, as we move ahead, you are on the 1 o'clock train. That's important because as we move ahead, this white box behind me here on the right is going to take your photos while you're on the train. But don't worry, I will not be in them. They do take very nice photos. But remember, it's a photo, not a video, so don't go waving crazily at the camera, just smile. And I'll show you where to look for those photos when we get to the bottom of the hill. Here we go. Make sure everybody's seated, please. Here we go. Straight across in the aviary right there, that is home to our 2 Brazilian Toco toucans. The Toco toucan are the largest species of the toucans. Those guys have a very bright-colored bill. That bill is completely hollow. What they do is they make a clacking sound with that bill, and that's what attracts their mates. A lot of the sound, the quicker they get a mate. Oddly enough, one of those birds can't start a family, but the toucan. That pelican up there on the rock, or was, that snapped. Snapper's injured right up the coast of Santa Barbara during a storm where he couldn't fly. Fortunately, he got him in here, keeping him healthy and fed. He's doing great. Down this walkway is home to our small quad Asian otters. They're cute little guys. You can look from above, look down into the habitat area and watch them play. And if you look to the right, this small booth area right there on the right side of the building is where you go to check out your photos on the train. The Lodge building is a really cheap restaurant. Great place to get food and drink. For your emphasis today. This waterway right here in the corner is referred to as Swan Lake. That is home to a 2-block Australian swan, Speeda, and Shadow. Office right here. Go to our Santa Barbara Zoo website. You can check availability for open days for family picnics, birthday parties, weddings. It's all good. The honey right here is our animal kitchen. This is where they prepare over 260 meals a day for animals. They must do a great job. They never receive one single complaint. Right here. These are the doctors and veterinarians taking them all the bird medical needs. talks back to us. Well, again, we are this today to make sure you walk through the Australian Waterfall Park. You've got close to eagles, wallabies, kangaroos. It's a fun little stroll. On the left is our train park. It's where you take care of the main train run today. Well, we're train Emmett in there right now. We're coming up on Gibbons Island. There they are, right there on the left side of the walkway. Groovy, you know. This is Gibbons Island. Gibbons are actually not monkeys. They are the smallest species of ape, which we have two of. We have Jasmine, who just turned 44 years old. A couple of years ago, we brought in Bono. Bono just turned 39 years old. He's introduced to Jasmine, making along great right away. He's getting along great ever since. But I know what you're thinking. We named Bono after the Irish singer. I can tell you that you do it wrong. It's actually got some Sonny and Cher. But if you notice, there's no fence or barriers around this island. That's because these guys are just not made up to be swimmers. They can't swim. If they were monkeys, they'd come right across, jump on the train, and go for a ride with us. That's the main difference between a monkey and the ape, is that the monkeys have tails, the apes do not. You might have heard these guys earlier today. They make a very loud, distinct whooping sound. When they make that whooping sound, it means they're cleansing this area after all. And they're happy to be in it.
Racking for water. We're done. But now we're moving.
Coming up on the left is the Andre Clark Bird Refuge. Over 200 different species use this area. On the outskirts, plenty of bunny rabbits hopping around, lots of turtles, sometimes even a snake. That water is a mixture of fresh water and salt water, and the term for that is brackish. Today we're going to be coming up on the trestle. This is where we like to blow the whistle. That lets our California condor friends know we're in the neighborhood. Right above the walkway there, you can see on the left side of the treetops, the branches, those guys are pretty big. But they're not adults yet. When they do become adults, they'll have a wingspan of 9.5 feet, weighing upwards of 27 pounds. A few years ago, when they did a count of the California condor in the wild, there was only 22 to be counted. But through multiple programs like the one we have here, breeding and release, the latest count now is up over 500. So the breeding program has been very successful to the population of the condor. Bachelor group because they're too old to be with mom and dad. They're already backside of a Maasai giraffe exhibit. The Maasai giraffes are the tallest animals. Straight across the way at the wood deck over there, that big guy on the right, that is Michael. Michael's almost 17 feet tall. He weighs 2,700 pounds. Michael's very well known to North America for his genetic capabilities of producing healthy calves. And no one knows that better than both of our females because they were both pregnant up until just over a month ago when Adia, who's just to the left of Michael, gave birth to that little guy on the back there. That's Ramy. When Ramy was born, he was 5'7" and 154 pounds. Adia was actually introduced to Michael almost 2 years ago, and the results of that introduction is that giraffe at the grass bin back there to the right. That is Twiga. Twiga means giraffe in Swahili. When Twiga was born, he was 6 feet tall and 157 feet. 157 feet. 157 pounds. All the way over to the right in the corner back there, that is Audrey. Audrey's had 5 calves since she's been here. She is due in June. The gestation period for the female giraffes is 15 months. And what they're doing right now, eating, is pretty much what they do all day long. They only require 20 minutes of sleep a day. And now they look tall and lanky, they can run like a racehorse up to 35 miles an hour. Straight across the way, that wood deck over there where Michael is, that's referred to as the feeding deck, even though it's already. It's a lot of fun to feed the giraffes. You can get an up-close look at their purple tongues. Coming up with the neighbors, the African lions. It's hard to believe that Ralph and Felicia has already been over a year since they became proud parents of a little girl that we named Pauline. Well, Pauline turned 1 year old last November 6th. Of course, Pauline is nowhere near as small as she was last year, but she's still cute to watch, even though she's over 200 pounds now. But she still loves to pounce on Mom and Dad, who are very tolerant of that, thankfully. And she's definitely turning into Daddy's little girl. She loves to be wherever Daddy is. The lions, unlike the giraffes, these guys can sleep 18 hours a day. Best place to view the lions is from that glass observation area. We're going to pull forward and see where they're at. But before we leave, I have a question to ask you guys. Do you guys know what you get when you mix a giraffe with a pig? Bacon and legs. The little guy told me that. Oh, look at that. Here's Pauline right here. Hi, Pauline. You can see how big she's getting. There's Mom and Dad under the tree. Hi, Pauline. too. I'd like to thank you for coming on hiring the train this afternoon. Hope you have a super rest of your day. Please watch your heads. Don't forget your belongings.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get brother out, okay?